Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today you're joining us as we explore the fascinating and rapidly evolving world of AI agents. You've given us a great set of sources, including an in-depth PhD report on Agentics from Global AI News, and some really sharp insights from the Lore and TechBuzz newsletters.
Right, and our goal today is, well, pretty straightforward, to help you understand the core ideas behind these intelligent systems and see how they're already making a tangible impact across different industries.
Think of this as your shortcut, yeah. Getting a solid understanding of AI agents without, getting bogged down in all the super technical details.
Exactly. So, where should we start? The basics.
Okay, yeah, let's start with the basics. The PhD report breaks down how AI agents generally work into a few key stages. First, there's perception. That's how they take in information from the world around them using things like sensors and APIs.
Right, gathering data. Then comes inference, which is where the thinking happens, yeah. The decision-making powered by those big foundation models and techniques like chain of thought reasoning.
Okay, so they perceive, they infer. Then what?
Then they take action. They actually carry out tasks based on those inferences through various outputs. And finally, crucially, they learn. They adapt and improve over time through different methods.
And you mentioned foundation models. They seem pretty central to this whole thing. The report calls them the backbone.
They really are. Imagine them as incredibly knowledgeable generalists. Their AI models trained on just massive, massive amounts of data, which allows them to understand and generate text, code, images, and, well, more.
Like GPT-4, Paul-M, Llama-Ray, Vision Transformers, those big names we hear about.
Exactly. Those are the engines. They give AI agents this broad base of understanding they can use for a huge variety of tasks. It's this ability to draw on a vast amount of pre-existing knowledge that makes these agents so versatile,
And those foundation models are constantly getting better, right?
Yeah.
The report highlights some recent progress in how they do that inference, or the thinking and deciding. Apparently, there are new optimization techniques that make it much faster and more efficient.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're talking about things like sparse attention, pruning, and some interesting-sounding approaches like Medusa and EGLE. These optimizations are absolutely key to making AI agents practical for real-world use.
Okay, so sparse attention. That helps the AI focus on what's important, like tuning out background noise.
Kind of, yeah. It helps the model prioritize the most relevant bits of information. And pruning, well, that's about trimming away less important parts of the model, making it lighter and faster.
And quantization and distillation.
Think of those like compressing the knowledge, making it fit into a smaller space, run more efficiently, more cost-effectively. Really important for actually deploying these things.
Another big leap seems to be in multimodal integration. Sounds technical, but it basically means these agents can now process different kinds of information at the same time, not just text, but also images, videos, even sensor data.
It really does unlock a whole new level, doesn't it? Think about a self-driving car. It needs to see the road, read traffic signs, process sensor data all at once. That's multimodal.
Ah, okay. Like combining different senses.
Precisely. Or in healthcare, maybe analyzing medical images alongside a patient's text history. It gives a much fuller picture. It's a real game changer for complex tasks.
Then there's the idea of long context transformers, allowing agents to remember more, like having a better short-term memory.
Exactly. Imagine trying to follow a really complex plot in a movie. You need to remember details from the beginning. Long context transformers give agents that ability for data. Crucial for tasks that unfold over time, like a long conversation or analyzing a big document.
Makes sense. And to help these agents reason more effectively, and for us to understand how they're reasoning, there's chain of thought, or co-ad prompting. The report suggests this helps break down problems.
Yeah, think of it like showing your work in math class. Instead of just the answer, you lay out the steps. Co-ad prompting encourages the AI to articulate its reasoning process step by step.
Which probably leads to better answers.
Right.
And makes it easier to trust.
Often, yes. And it definitely makes it more interpretable. You can see the logic, which is really valuable, especially in, tricky situations where you need to be careful.
Okay, and one last advancement mentioned up front. Multi-agent systems, MAS, and frameworks like AutoGen and ChatDev. This sounds like AI teamwork.
Pretty much. Think of a complex project like building software. You have specialists, designers, coders, testers, MAS lets you create AI teams like that.
Yeah.
Different agents specialize and collaborate.
And AutoGen and ChatDev are tools to build these teams.
Right. They provide the infrastructure for these AI agents to communicate, coordinate, and work together on big tasks like logistics planning or, yeah, even collaborative software development.
Okay, so we've got the building blocks, the advancements. Now, let's see how these AI agents are actually being used. The report and newsletters are full of examples. Healthcare seems like a big one. Personalized diagnosis, treatment recommendations. Hippocratic AI, gotta mention.
It's a huge area. What's significant is the AI's ability to process just vast amounts of medical data, patient history, genetics, real-time vitals things humans might miss. This could lead to much more precise diagnoses, tailored treatments, potentially really improving outcomes.
Uh-huh. And it's not just treatment, but prediction, too. Using real-time data, multimodal analysis for early warnings. That sounds incredibly proactive.
Imagine AI constantly monitoring data from, say, your smartwatch, detecting subtle signs of trouble long before you'd notice. Early intervention, preventative care. It could be massive for saving lives and reducing healthcare costs.
Moving into finance, autonomous trading, fraud detection.
Yeah, in fast-paced markets, AI agents can analyze data and make trades in fractions of a second, potentially better returns. And on the security side, they're getting really good at spotting weird patterns in transactions, flagging fraud much faster than older methods. Protects banks, protects us.
Transportation and logistics, too. Autonomous vehicles, obviously, but also road optimization.
Definitely. Safer roads, less congestion, maybe lower fuel use. AVs promise a lot. But also behind the scenes, AI is optimizing delivery routes, analyzing traffic, making the whole supply chain more efficient, reducing waste.
Okay, and retail. Personalized recommendations, inventory management. Sounds like AI is becoming the ultimate shop assistant.
Absolutely. Learning your preferences, suggesting things you'll actually like, enhances the online experience. And for businesses, predicting demand, optimizing stock, making sure the right stuff is in the right place at the right time. It saves money, reduces waste.
Robotics is another fascinating area. Robots understanding commands in unstructured places like those Boston Dynamics ones. And robot teams like in warehouses.
Yeah, the shift is towards robots that are more adaptable, more intelligent in the real world, not just following rigid programs, but interpreting, understanding, reacting, and coordinating multiple robots. Huge potential for warehouses, search and rescue, you name it.
And finally, the creative industries. AI collaborating on art, music, film, pre-visualization. The Lore newsletter was buzzing about GVT-4o and Studio Ghibli-style photo albums.
Right. This shows AI moving beyond just automation into actual creativity, generating amazing visuals from text prompts, like those Ghibli examples. It's huge for artists, designers, advertisers. It's augmenting human creativity, opening new doors.
It's incredible how fast this is moving from theory to practice. Let's shift gears a bit to the underlying theoretical advancements making this possible. The PhD report mentions embodied cognition research.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's the idea that for AI to truly get the real world, maybe it needs some form of physical interaction, or at least a model of it. Intelligence isn't just abstract logic, it's tied to physical experience.
Makes sense. And causal reasoning. MIT's decision transformer, trying to understand cause and effect. That sounds vital for fields like healthcare and finance.
Definitely. It's about going beyond just seeing correlations, like A often happens with B, to understanding if A causes B. The decision transformer explores what-if scenarios, counterfactuals. What if we'd done X instead of Y? Crucial for medical choices or financial risk assessment.
The report also talks about improvements in collaborative multi-agent systems using game theory and graph neural networks, helping AI teams work better together, especially for things like disaster response.
Exactly. Game theory helps design systems where agents are incentivized to cooperate for the group's benefit. Graph neural networks help map the relationships between agents, improving coordination, essential for complex, dynamic situations like disaster relief.
And inevitably, as these agents get smarter, there's the ethics and safety angle. The report mentions the EU AI Act, the U.S. executive order.
Crucial. As AI gets woven into society, we need rules. Frameworks like the EU AI Act or the U.S. Order try to set guidelines, address bias, ensure safety, especially for high-risk applications. It's an ongoing, vital discussion.
Looking ahead then, what key trends and challenges does the report highlight? One big one seems to be autonomy versus control. How much freedom do we give these agents, especially in high-stakes areas?
That's a core tension, isn't it? How much decision-making power do we delegate? Finding that sweet spot between letting them operate effectively and ensuring human oversight. especially for things like autonomous driving or medical diagnosis, is a huge challenge.
Energy efficiency and scalability also come up, making these things practical for widespread use. Techniques like distributed inference and LoRi.
Yeah, these sophisticated models chew through a lot of power. As we deploy more, the energy cost and computational load become major factors. So techniques like distributing the work across devices or LoRa for more efficient model tuning are really important for sustainability and practicality.
Explainability and transparency XAI also crucial for trust, right? If we can't see how they decide, it's hard to rely on them.
Absolutely. Black boxes are problematic, especially in critical domains. We need to understand the why behind an AI's decision. XAI research aims to make these systems more transparent, more accountable.
It's just making them robust enough for the real world, handling unexpected stuff.
Right, the real world is messy. Agents need to cope with novelty, with situations they weren't explicitly trained for. Robustness and resilience are key design goals.
Finally, the report mentions agentic creativity AI, not just doing tasks, but maybe contributing to innovation.
That's the exciting frontier. Moving beyond automation to collaboration and creativity, agents helping generate novel ideas, new solutions in art, science, engineering, pushing boundaries.
It's clear this field isn't standing still, and neither is the thinking around regulation. The report briefly touched on the EU AI Act and the U.S. executive order again.
Yeah, these are important signals. Society is waking up to AI's impact and the need for governance. The EU Act categorizes risks. The U.S. order emphasizes responsible innovation. Different approaches, but a shared goal of guiding development.
So looking further out, future directions. Human-AI collaboration keeps coming up. Not replacement, but partnership.
That seems the most likely path in many areas. AI as an intelligent assistant, augmenting our skills, making us more productive, more effective.
And self-improving agents. Stanford's STOP system got a mention. AI that learns to learn better.
That's a fascinating, maybe slightly scary prospect. Agents that can enhance their own capabilities over time without constant human guidance could lead to rapid breakthroughs.
Edge AI too, bringing the processing closer to the data source, like on IoT devices. Better for real-time decisions.
Definitely. Processing data locally on the device itself reduces latency, improves privacy, crucial for things needing instant response like smart sensors or maybe even parts of autonomous systems.
And of course, just continuing to work on scalability solutions as we tackle bigger, more complex problems.
Always a challenge. As the tasks get harder, the AI needs to scale efficiently both algorithms and the hardware infrastructure.
Okay, let's pivot to the really recent news that's been making waves. OpenAI's GPT-4o release, covered in lore and tech buzz. That image generation capability seems to have blown people away.
Oh, absolutely. The quality and speed of the image generation in GPT-4 just sparked this huge online reaction. People instantly started creating and sharing these amazing creative visuals. It really shows the power and accessibility now.
Balaji Srinivasan's comments and lore were interesting, thinking about the impact on filters, online ads, media.
Yeah, he connects the dots well. It's not just cool pictures. It's about how easily you can now create custom visuals for personalized ads, dynamic filters, maybe even transforming old text into engaging visual media. Big implications.
It's wild how quickly you can go from idea to digital now.
That rapid iteration cycle is huge. It can accelerate innovation everywhere. Visualize an idea, get feedback, tweak it, visualize again, much faster than before.
And OpenAI made the image generator free for free-tier users, though maybe with limits due to demand.
Yeah, that's a big democratization move. Making such a powerful tool widely available, the demand clearly shows how much people want this kind of capability.
The newsletters also clocked OpenAI hitting 20 million paying ChatGPT users. That's a lot.
It really speaks volumes, doesn't it? Shows how deeply integrated these AI tools are becoming in people's work and lives. A significant level of adoption and reliance.
And OpenAI is planning an open-weight model, competing with Meta's Llama. Plus, the free OpenAI Academy for training.
Strategic moves. An open-weight model could spur broader innovation, let more developers build on their tech, and the Academy helps build the skilled workforce needed. It's about growing the ecosystem.
Though there was that report claiming GPT-4o was trained on paywalled books without consent. Highlights those tricky ethical and legal issues again.
Yeah, that's the flip side, the data sourcing question. Copyright, intellectual property. It's a complex, ongoing debate in AI. These issues aren't going away anytime soon.
Okay, shifting to other players. Tech Buzz highlighted Google releasing Gemini 2.5 Pro to free users. That sounds like a big countermove.
It is. offering a model that's reportedly top tier on benchmarks with that massive 1 million token context window, potentially even more later. That's powerful, especially the ability to handle huge code bases. Makes it very attractive for developers and others, now for free.
Kind of funny, though, how the newsletter put it. Gemini's big launch got drowned out by the GPT-4o image vibes.
Ah, yeah. It shows perception matters. Buzz and excitement can sometimes overshadow technical specs in the short term, even if the tech is really impressive. Vibes win, as they said.
Runway AI's Gen 4 video model also got mentioned. Better consistency across shots. That's been a huge problem for AI video.
A massive hurdle. Maintaining character and scene consistency is key for making AI video usable for storytelling. Gen 4, using reference images and prompts seems like a significant step forward there.
And Luma Labs with camera motion concepts for their Ray 2 video model, controlling virtual cameras with natural language.
Super innovative, giving creators that kind of intuitive cinematic control using language and predefined concepts. It makes sophisticated filmmaking techniques much more accessible for AI-generated content.
Then there's Amazon launching Nova Act, an agent for web tasks. Developer first, customizable. Seems like they're carving out their niche and performing well against others.
Yeah, Amazon's playing the platform game here, focusing on developers, modularity, letting people build specific web agents. And if it's outperforming competitors like operator or computer use in some areas, that's a strong entry.
Apple's reportedly working on Project Mulberry, an AI health agent linked to their health app. Potential iOS 19.4 launch. That could be massive given their user base.
Huge potential impact. Apple's reach, combined with the sensitivity of health data. An integrated AI agent offering proactive insights could genuinely change personal health management for millions.
Temporal raising $146 million to connect AI agents across apps. Sounds like plumbing for the agent ecosystem. An interoperability layer.
That's a great way to put it. As more agents pop up, making them talk to each other and work together across different services is crucial. Temporal is positioning itself as that essential connective tissue. Seems like a smart bet.
DeepSeek's open MIT license for a huge 685B parameter model, outperforming Claude Sonnet 3.5.
Yeah.
Big for Chinese developers, but also open source globally.
Yeah, that's significant. A frontier-level model released openly, especially with that efficiency claim. It really empowers developers everywhere, particularly in China, giving them access to cutting-edge tech without the usual restrictions.
Amazon's Alexa fund shifting to invest in AI-first startups. Seems like they're betting on external innovation.
It suggests a strategy shift, yeah. Rather than build everything in-house, they're looking to partner with and invest in the fast-moving startup scene, a way to tap into diverse AI innovation.
And Amazon's interests feature for shopping searches, more generative AI personalization.
Right, using AI to understand broader interests, not just specific keywords, making product discovery more intuitive and personalized. Another example of AI weaving into everyday online experiences.
It's definitely a whirlwind of competition and advancement. Let's circle back to agentic AI as a concept. PwC launching an AI agent operating system for enterprises really signals this is becoming mainstream for business, huh?
Absolutely. When a major player like PwC builds an OS specifically for AI agents in business workflows, logistics, marketing, etc., it shows agentic AI is moving past the hype phase and into practical enterprise-level adoption. It's about integrating these agents into core processes.
And that brings us neatly to Manus AI, developed by the Chinese startup Monica, highlighted in both the PhD report and TechBuzz as maybe a big leap in autonomous agents. The reports stress its ability to think, plan, execute complex tasks independently.
That's the headline claim, and it's a big one. True autonomy, analyzing a goal, planning steps, using tools, executing, all without constant human hand-holding. If accurate, that's a significant step beyond most current AI assistants.
It operates in its own cloud environment, right? Access to browsers, code execution, like giving AI its own virtual computer.
Yeah, that virtual environment gives it the tools to interact with the digital world very flexibly. It's not just generating text. It can do things online, run code, browse, like a human user.
And it uses multiple foundation models, like Claude, Qwen, orchestrated by a central executor agent. A team approach.
That multi-agent architecture is clever. Leverages the strengths of different models, coordinated by a manager agent. Potentially more robust and versatile than relying on a single monolithic model for everything.
The PhD report mentioned its iterative cycle. Analyze, plan, execute, observe. And it has file-based memory. It learns as it goes.
That loop, plus memory, is key for learning in complex tasks. It can build on previous steps, recall information, adapt its plan based on observations. Crucial for tackling multi-step problems effectively.
And the claim capabilities are pretty impressive, creating websites, planning travel, stock analysis, comparing insurance, things that usually need real human effort.
Right. These examples really highlight the potential ambition handling complex, knowledge-intensive tasks that go way beyond simple Q&A or content generation.
The Manus's computer interface sounds useful too. Transparency, replaying sessions, lets you see how it worked.
That transparency is vital for trust, especially with autonomous systems. Being able to inspect the process, see the steps it took, it helps understand, debug, and ultimately rely on the agent.
It may be the biggest claim, state-of-the-art on the GAIA benchmark. The report showed it significantly outperforming OpenAI models like GPT-4o on that specific benchmark, 86.5% accuracy versus 74.3% for OpenAI's research model, and just 32% for GPT-4o. That's a striking difference.
If those GAIA benchmark results hold up under scrutiny, yeah, that's potentially very significant. It suggests Manus AI might have achieved a notable advance in certain types of complex multi-step reasoning and task execution compared to some established leaders. Benchmarks aren't everything, but that's a strong claim.
But important caveats, right? It's still in limited beta, reports of instability, issues with paywalls, and questions about how much is truly novel versus just clever orchestration of existing models.
Exactly. Potential is one thing, real-world robustness and scalability are another, beta limitations, stability issues, handling real-world friction like paywalls. These are hurdles. And the question of true innovation versus sophisticated integration is always there with these complex systems.
Still, even with caveats, Manus AI definitely sounds like something to watch closely in the autonomous agent space. Both sources seem to agree on its potential significance.
Absolutely. It's a very compelling example of where this technology might be heading towards more independent, capable agents tackling complex goals.
And just briefly, Laura also mentioned tools like Fellow for AI meeting assistants. Shows these agents are already filtering into everyday work tools.
Right. Those practical applications like managing meeting notes or summaries demonstrate how agentic AI is becoming part of the normal workflow, improving productivity in tangible ways.
So just to recap the key takeaways for you listening, AI agents are advancing incredibly fast. This is driven by better foundation models and more efficient ways for them to reason and act. We're seeing a surge in real-world uses across tons of industries. And the rise of highly autonomous agents like Manus AI, plus the growing accessibility of powerful models are really key developments right now.
Precisely. It's this potent mix. Smarter models, better deployment methods, and a wave of creative applications. It really points towards a future where these agents are much more deeply integrated into our lives, both personal and professional.
And that leads us to our final thought for you to mull over. With this rapid progress and growing autonomy, how do you picture these technologies fitting into your daily life or work soon? And, maybe more importantly, what ethical considerations or challenges do you think become most pressing as these agents get even more capable? Definitely food for thought.
Yeah, and we really encourage you to dig deeper into anything that sparked your interest today. Research the companies, the specific technologies. Think about how these advancements might impact your own field or things you're curious about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.